I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to take a moment just to honor this day, the anniversary of 9/11, which is an important day of remembrance and reflection. May we never forget those that we lost or their loved ones, nor should we forget the heroic acts of so many on this day in 2001. Roll call.
Tom Tice. Here. Cindy Apsey.
Here.
Cindy Smith is here. Anthony Sobek.
Here.
And Haley Waddell is absent. We do have her deputy beside checks.
Yes, and Haley was very upset to not be able to make it, but she has some family medical issues. Approval of the agenda with additions, deletions, or corrections. Does anybody have any changes they would like to make?
Okay. Motion that we approve the agenda. That was presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Public comment? Of course.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, what I'm going to ask you now is, it's just,
Can you state your name, please?
oh, sorry, I'm Phyllis Van Vluck. Okay, what I'm asking now, I'm not looking for an answer today, maybe a later explanation. I've been reviewing the 2003-2004 audit that was put out for Caledonia Township, and the F-65s I've been going over and the quality statement reports, and there seems to be on the audit, it says property taxes collected $3 million, but when I look at the other reports, they're only reflecting $300,000. So I don't know whether that's an inconsistency, but like I said, later on, if you'll explain the difference, I would appreciate it. And it doesn't have to be tonight, we can do it some other time. The other things I want to talk about is some facts, just facts. When I took the position that I would run for trustee, I got the voters list from Caledonia County, from the Harrisville, and of course I double checked to make sure that people were registered in the county. I found only a couple that were registered in 2 counties. And so I took those names and I sent out political cards, of which now 39 have come back, plus others are still coming back. So then I decided to contact the state. I got a state voters list, and on the state voters list, it has confirmed a lot of those absentees on the things that I'm getting back. And what bothered me when I first got it from the opponent, I found 2 names of personal friends that were dead and they were on the votes, on the register to vote. So I'm hoping maybe by the next time somebody runs that Alcona will give us a more updated list, because like I said, I did call it to the state and I found out that a lot of those names that I had on that list are no longer in the area. They've moved. You can no forwarding address. So hopefully someone will update that one. Thank you.
Any other public comments?
Number one,
Can you state your name, please?
Karen Branshaw. Number one, I do not agree to being recorded on your video. It's okay to videotape a public meeting, and that is you guys, not us. So I don't agree with Ken Gibson turning around and turning that camera towards us, because they've never recorded over there. When they have been recorded, they've always recorded these people in the middle. I don't think it's right. Number two, I'd like to know who purchased those cameras for these meetings. I'd like to know on the bills to be paid, it shows that Cindy Epsy was reimbursed, for Starlink. I don't recall seeing anything on any meetings about anything about Starlink. Was this discussed with the board? Because there was nothing on there, or in any of the meeting minutes. And what items are Nick Doobie being reimbursed for? Because it says zoning administrator and it says reimbursement, and there's nothing that states specifically what he's being reimbursed for. Why are we paying for Haley's phone? I recall Haley stating that she was having the calls kind of like a Google number, if I remember correctly, a couple months ago. So why are we paying for her phone? I could see maybe paying half of that, but not the whole phone. So I'm not sure what that is right there. And why are we paying for Wi-Fi for Cindy Smith and Haley Rondo? You have Wi-Fi here this is something that's bugged me for a long time. Because I don't feel like we should be paying for their Wi-Fi. They have Wi-Fi at home because they need to have Wi-Fi, period. And you have Wi-Fi here at the hall, which is where they should be working if they need Wi-Fi. So I don't feel that we should be reimbursing for Wi-Fi. These are our tax dollars, and I feel like I should have a say in this. So I'm just voicing my opinion and saying what I feel. That's it.
Any other public comments? Yeah, sure.
Hi. Sam? Pam McKinnon, Spruce. I'd like to congratulate you, Cindy Epsy, on your win yesterday. Talk about a waste of tax dollar money, but hats off to our clerk and the people that did the count. I was very pleased to be able to go and experience a recount like that. It doesn't happen often, and it did give me an opportunity to kind of envision what it would be like in a bigger city. It is something to be seen. If you ever do have a chance, just go take a day and go watch how it's done and what goes into it. I guess just to be nice, I'll probably stop right there, but congratulations and thank you for all you guys do.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Do you have anything tonight? Okay. Thank you. The question was asked before I got to explain that Tom donated his Starlink equipment to Caledonia Township to use in the hall. So we went ahead and had it installed. It was under the $500 that we needed a motion for, but Tom generously donated, and I truly appreciate that. We have very strong internet now. Hopefully we don't have any more issues. What's that?
Do you want to cover why you were reimbursed?
I'll get that at the end of the meeting. This is just starting. After the August primary, I extended an olive branch to Julie Frost. It's still there waiting. With the conclusion of the recount, I am hoping that we can move forward as a township, as a community together. Our county commissioner made some very valid points at the last meeting. I think we should take those to heart. We need to put an end to the useless negativity and move forward in unity. One of the things that this day is about, and it should remind us. We have accomplished a lot in the last 4 to 6 years, and we will accomplish much more in the next 4. But let's get back to business. I'm extending an olive branch to everybody who has a problem with this board. I'd like to overcome it, and I'd like us all to work together. Please. That's all I have. We have the minutes from the August 14th meeting, regular meeting. Does anybody have any concerns, questions, comments, changes?
I'll make a motion to approve the August 14 regular meeting minutes.
Support?
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. As I said before, Haley has some family health issues and she's unable to attend, so we will skip to Desert Road if you would like to.
I just wanted to announce that our public accuracy testing for the November election is going to be held here on 10/24/24 at 11:30. That's open to the public. If anyone wants to see the tabulator, go through the test deck and how it reads the ballots, that is open to the public. So 10/24/24 at 11:30.
Will that be on the calendar?
I don't know if it'll be on the calendar. It'll be on the door. I can try and ask Suter to put it on the calendar. I'll have them do it as a pop-up on the
Oh, that'd be
website.
great.
Okay, yeah. I'll make a note. No, everything else is covered later.
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay.
The planning commission met this past Monday. We went over a few different things. We discussed, they had a zoning board of appeals meeting, and Dan wanted to address a few of the things that got brought up in that. So we worked on that, and we talked about the Tri-Township Master Plan, because next month, in the 17th of October, there will be a Tri-Township meeting, again with NEMCOG, so we discussed some of that. And then Dan brought the map that's been updated by NEMCOG, our zoning map, which I have to ask him because the copy I got is cut off a little bit on the west side. But this is our current zoning map, which I believe, is it online yet?
I haven't got the thing from him
Okay.
to send it in, so
And this
we'll
is,
go online.
this is the zoning map, not the tax map.
Right.
So, just so everybody knows, this doesn't match the taxing, this matches the zoning, so.
Is there any changes to it?
There was two changes last year. There was one on Bennett Road in Oriole, and then one at the north end on Rose. And we are gonna have another meeting next month, which will be called a special meeting, but it'll pretty much be a regular meeting, just to try to get some stuff caught up and done. And that will be on the first Monday next month, I believe it's the 7th.
And it's a special meeting because it's not a regular plan, so
Because it's
that's
not,
approved.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be the 7th of next month. That's it.
CBA?
We had our annual zoning board meeting on August 12th. There was a closed session with the attorney. August 15th, we met again for the zoning appeals hearing. The ZBA board voted to grant the appeal.
Jim, did you go get seconds?
Well, as everybody knows, today is September the 11th, the 23rd anniversary of the incident in New York. I'm going to dwell on this a little bit. As I get my glasses on. At 8:46 this morning, Mohammed Atta and the hijackers aboard American Airlines Flight 11 crashed the airplane into the floors 93 through 99 of the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Killed all 92 people on board and several hundreds of others inside the building. At 9:03 this morning, Al-Qaeda hijackers aboard United Airlines Flight 175 crashed the airplane into floors 75 through 85 of the South Tower of the World Trade Center, killing all 65 people on board and hundreds of others inside that building. At 9:37 this morning, Al-Qaeda hijackers aboard American Airlines Flight 77 crashed the airplane into the western facade of the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., killing all 64 people on board and 125 military and civilian personnel inside the building. At 9:59 this morning, the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapses. At 10:07 this morning, after passengers and crew members aboard United Airlines Flight 93 contact friends and family and learn about the terrorist attacks in New York and Washington, D.C., they attempt to retake the airplane. In response, Al-Qaeda hijackers deliberately crashed that airplane into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, killing all 44 passengers and crew members on board. At 10:28 this morning, the North Tower of the World Trade Center collapses 102 minutes after being struck by American Airlines Flight 11. The impact and subsequent fires caused both of the 110-story towers to collapse, killing 2,603 persons on site. Another 343 members of the New York City Fire Department and 71 law enforcement officers, including 23 members of the NYPD. All 19 hijackers were all members of Al-Qaeda. Today is the fourth of 5 national days of mourning. In driving around today in both Alpena County and Alcona, just in our immediate area, I saw a large number of flags at full staff. The only flags I saw at half staff were at the North End Park, Fire Department, Real Estate 1, and all 4 flags within Caledonia Township here. It just kind of bothers me that after 23 years, I think Americans' retention span's pretty short, which is why I went and read this other. I think we need to be reminded. Over 3,000 people perished today. Now, according to the Defense Department, the POW, and the MIA accounting services, here are the following numbers of troops still missing and whose remains are still unaccounted for. From the Vietnam War, 1,575. From the Korean War, 7,483. World War II, 72,114 unaccounted for. The Cold War, 126. Now, here at Caledonia Township, I've added 2 new veterans to my list of veterans interred in Pleasant View Cemetery. Michael James Sanford, Lance Corporal, United States Marine Corps, and David William Bonner Jr., United States Navy. Mr. Bonner was 4 days short of his 100th birthday. Since the last township meeting, I've elevated, leveled, and cleaned 20 veteran grave markers or headstones. Now, with that in mind, there are many grave markers out there and headstones that are not even close to being lined up in any assimilation of a straight line. They're either crooked or cockeyed if they're even close to being online. An example was the case of the flat bronze military grave marker for Gerald A. Goddard, Lot 103, first edition. It was offline and cockeyed by 18 inches. That's ridiculous. This marker was set in 2019, and that's on our watch. I'm ashamed. I should have caught that. I'm telling you. And he's not alone. There are so many others out there, maybe not quite as bad, but I'm telling you, either Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder set these markers. We got to do a better job. I've got to do a better job. This is bad. I know it's the old part up there, it is what it is, but in the first edition, I haven't really looked at the second edition yet, but somewhere along the line, we got to get a starting point. What I see is we need to do a better oversight when these grave markers and headstones are being set. Because don't assume these funeral homes or these memorial companies are going to take the time to do it right the first time. They need to be watchful and take responsible care. Their time is to go out there, hurry up, set it, and get on to the next cemetery. Because this being off 18 inches, 2 I cleaned last week were so hidden in these Alberta spruce trees that by the time I got done, they looked like big green morel mushrooms. I thought I had my chainsaw out to cut them down. And that's just an example of what's up there. We're working on a game plan to get some of this overgrowth cleaned up there. It's been going on, and we try to do the best we can with what we have. But I couldn't believe I measured it, Mr. Goddard, in 18 inches. That's, like I say, either Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder could have done a better job. So, anyway, driving around today too, I saw one federal building. I saw a township facility. The the flags were still at full staff. And I want to mention that Harbor Lake Post Office never lowered the flag. I forget the other one. Well, Abram Realty, there's a responsibility with these flagpoles, and at Austin Township office, neither one of those flags were lowered today. I'm going to attend their meeting Monday, and they may not want me to come back, but anyway, I'm not out there driving around as the flag police, but when it's a national day of mourning, people need to educate themselves. And the respectful thing is you drive around and see everybody else's flags that have staff, you don't react to it. So anyway, might have to leave early at 7:50. These flags go back up this evening, so.
I apologize, Jim, but the one at the park will be late.
Okay, well, better late than never.
Okay. Also, Jim, just so they know, you and I have went through and picked out the trees and the brush and stuff that we need to do in the next phase. Last week, I think, you and I met at the cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
So we're working on it.
Yeah. And
I just got to get prices and get it approved.
when I was up there and started, because I got stuff to do at home too, but I was up there just a few days ago, and a lot more personnel were back up there, and they did pretty darn good job.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. I think
Did all the weed whacking, the mowing. You need to do a little better on getting those grass clippings off those markers, but it looked a whole lot better.
That just tells me they care about their,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
their workmanship. Thank you, Jim.
And, food is tasty.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yesterday, we attended the recount. It was requested by Frank and Julie, and it was a very learning experience. Kind of amazing. It's not something you get to do. And if there is another one, I encourage everybody to go and watch. It proved that we have an awesome election crew, and I appreciate them very much, but I appreciated them before this. It showed that Caledonia Township, without a doubt, provides a completely fair and true election for their voters, as I'm sure is the case in many other places. But I just want to say how proud I am of our election workers. I'm kind of disheartened that anyone would assume they would do wrong. But I hope that this recount assures everybody that they do their job and they do it very well.
No, I just was asked this question a lot. The total cost on the township is $386.42. I really enjoyed attending. I've never seen one. Even though I was the one being accused in it for the reason, that didn't bother me. What I enjoyed seeing is democracy in action, the right to do it, and seeing the process. I've never attended one. It was really neat to attend. The booklet she'd given us, like the worksheets on how they charge people, and it was all very enlightening, and their process, how they do a recount. I actually very much appreciated attending one.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of our election workers.
And the
even though I wasn't in the hall, except for a few times when I had to be, and let's make that clear, it's my statutory duty to be here if there is an issue. It's always been a conflict as the clerk's on the ballot, but she's also in the hall. I think I only came in this hall 3 times other than to cast my own vote. And they were very minimal, like 5 to 7 minutes in and out, didn't say, didn't talk to anyone, just did what I needed to do and got out. So, I take great pride in the elections and the integrity and making sure everyone gets a fair election. Whatever it may be, whatever the people want, that's what it's gonna be.
Also very impressive was the conduct of the county employees that conducted it. They did a great job, very
And
professional.
officers, exactly, for 3.5 hours, 4 hours.
It was good people all the way around. The Veterans Memorial. Did anybody else have anything you want to say? No, sorry. The Veterans Memorial. My daughter Bessie is helping me order the bronze plaques that Jim needs. He must have found an apple seed. And we should have them before November. We're planning a kind of a ribbon cutting, but I wouldn't call it a ribbon cutting, for Veterans Day. 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon is what we're looking at. I'm still working. I want to make sure that we don't interfere with anybody else in the county's Veterans Day service. And then we thought we would come down here to the hall and have desserts, coffee, tea. Yeah. Yes. So just tentatively put on your calendar. What's that?
Do you need the wording for the memorial plaque?
Yeah, I'll get that from you another time. I figured we'd have you approve them before we order them.
And have we got the approval from the board to order them in the cost yet?
As of right now, I'm working with the donor. So if I
Oh,
think the board, I will.
Sounds good.
The electrical at the North End Park, I'm just letting you guys know I'm gonna need to have some electrical work done down there. Before we had the cameras, the light bulbs all got stolen out of the lights along the sidewalk. I did purchase those and replace them, but I can't get any of them to work. So, and periodically, and I don't know why, the power in the pavilion won't work. So I'd like to have an electrician come out and get it all figured out and fixed. I have no idea what it's gonna cost. I'll get some estimate. Come back. The back deck back here. I have a gentleman who needs to do community service. The rails and the post need to be stained, and I'd like to have him do that. We can purchase the stain and the equipment he needs, but.
You jumped to the next one before I think we even got through the one before. Are you looking for a motion for?
No, I'll get the prices, yeah.
Wait. Okay, so can I add to that real quick? When you get that estimate, could you also possibly get an estimate for our hall?
Yes.
Every time there's a rental and they have more than 2 crock pots plugged in on a wall, it breaks the board.
Yeah, I made a break on that one already, so.
I guess you got it.
I got it. Well, you already told me.
We got it.
We got it. But is it okay if I do that with the community service? And I'll just charge the stain at the hardware. I don't think so. It should be under
It's
$500.
under 500.
Yeah, it's in the budget.
Unless anyone has an issue with it, I think we can just do it.
Okay. What's that? Yeah, it's never, that part's never been stained. The, part you walk on is the wood that you don't stain. It's, yeah, so. The treated part needs to be stained. I'm also gonna have him paint these doors on the outside. These 2 doors, they've never been painted. They're still original. So, if he has time, I'll have him do that too. Okay. Anything else, Rick, before we go to those 2 pages? Did you have a chance to read them?
Was that?
The bills to be paid,
Yes, I did.
Anthony? There was some added above and beyond what I sent out on the email blast. We did find out yesterday how much we owed the canvassers and our own election workers. So we went ahead and ran those 2 checks so they get paid right away, instead of having to wait till next month to be approved. And I think there was a,
There was 1 dust control, 2 election workers with mileage, and 4 canvassers that were paid. I gave Phyllis a copy of it, and I do have one more copy if somebody wanted it with this extra 6 checks that were cut. Just let me know, I have one more copy, you can take it with you.
Anything else?
And the board got the email
Yeah,
yesterday
yeah.
of all the checks that were actually being cut.
Last night after we got back from the recount, we did it right away.
Yeah, I can't pay them until I had bills and I didn't know until after the recount, so
Yeah.
that's why that happened.
It's okay. Okay. I will entertain a motion to pay the bills to be paid.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
I support.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye.
You can start signing those now.
Okay, don't forget Haley had stuff she wanted me to say.
She
Oh,
did.
did she? Go
Yes.
ahead. I'm sorry. We're going back up to the treasury report.
Well,
It's okay.
I'm Cyndall Hall, I'm Haley's deputy. She wanted you guys to know that the last day to pay
Turn the
taxes
microphone
without.
on.
Huh?
Turn the microphone on.
Click the button.
Thank you.
There you go.
Usually I'm plenty loud. She wants everyone to know that the last day to pay taxes without an interest penalty is Monday the 16th, and money from the general fund S1 will be moved into the money marketing account.
Thank you. Okay. So, I'm sure Cindy's got some she wants to add, but Karen, when you see a reimbursement on my check, that is for items that I pick up and pay for the township. So I did pay for Starlink to be connected. I pick up cleaners, I pick up cotton paper, whatever it is we need. I don't have a charge card. So I pick it up, the township, I give the township the receipt, the township reimburses me. What you won't see on there is my printer, my computer, my phone, my ink, my paper. There's all kinds of things I don't charge this township for. As far as the cameras, they're owned by a private individual, they're not ours. Nick will be, I'm sure Cindy will tell you what Nick's reimbursement is for. As far as the internet's in their home, we pay half of it. Wonderful people that we serve believe that we work 24 hours, 7 days a week. There is no way Haley and Cindy are sitting in this hall 24 hours a day. They have day jobs. I've gotten calls at 9, 10 o'clock at night. And I'm sure that Cindy and Haley get them too, especially during tax season, cemeteries. That is why we pay half of their internet in their home. Haley had AT&T. Haley tried her best to do it with her phone. It did not work. The past treasurer had a phone that we paid for, so Haley is using that same line item.
And to clarify that further, because I looked it up, Haley's Verizon bill for the phone that the previous treasurer also had was about $50 a month. So her reimbursement of $29.37, we discussed it in an open meeting, it was half of what it was, and those are her line items, so the supervisor has her line items, she can spend that money within those guidelines, I have mine, Haley has hers. Since the money's in the budget and it's actually half as much, she won't go over this year, she can just do it. So, and obviously none of us can pay a cell phone bill $29.37 a month, any of us would love that cell phone bill.
$25 a month for me.
Yeah, so, great.
Yep.
But that explains that piece of it.
Okay, do you have anything else for Karen?
Oh, I can see you afterwards. It's in the bills to be paid. What that reimbursement is for Nick Doobie. It's right up here. If you want to come look at it, you're more than welcome to do so.
And anytime, the bills to be paid are on the table. If you want to come to this table and look at them, the public is welcome to go through them and look at them.
And Phyllis, I don't know what you're talking about, but I would love to see what you're talking about. So can I get with you on what, I know those reports you're finding online, like through the state, right?
Right, the audit is
The audit.
your accountant.
Right,
Right.
yeah. And I'm curious, because if you made a mistake,
Well, it just didn't.
it doesn't quite fit.
Maybe I don't understand it, but that's what I want to.
Yeah. I would love to talk with you.
When we
if
get
that's
it,
okay.
there's times I have to call in and say, what were you saying?
Right.
Also, I got a lot of return postcards too. The post office explained to me that they cannot forward
Right, right.
They cannot
Every year
vote.
they can't
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah, so
What
they may
about
only
us?
live, here a little bit and somewhere else a little bit. I know that we have people that it's questionable if they're residents, so they won't forward it.
But what I'm just saying is, the paper they gave me from the township,
The county, yeah.
it's got so many people that don't belong here anymore or aren't here.
They weren't, I think under the old system, they weren't removed.
Yeah, they need to be because it's not current. I got one from the state, was better.
Okay, did anybody else talk?
I think we addressed pretty much everything.
Oh, Pam, thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Is that it? Anybody else have anything? Okay.
Motion that we adjourn the meeting at, 7.
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor? Aye.
Also, just a reminder to everybody, next month we have the election meeting prior to this meeting at 6:30. So that was talked about last meeting and was made, but just another reminder, if you come at 6:30 for the 7 meeting and see us talking, you did, it's just an electors meeting. I just thought.